Hello everyone, it is Joe here from Omnipoke, the channel that brings you guys everything Pokemon. If you're looking for PTCGO codes, including the stuff from Evolving Skies, make sure you go ahead and check out the Potown store. You can get a 5% discount on your order using that code Omnipoke. Today we're going to be looking at Suicune Jolteon, actually, with Inteleon. Suicune has really hit the ground running with its fleet-footed ability. You can draw additional cards. That is never a bad thing, and I'm actually starting to put Zacian to the side in favor of Suicune. I was actually testing a ton of Zacian Jolteon pre the physical rotation on tabletop and that sort of thing, and I was really close to happy, but now that I've switched over to Suicune, I think I have a much better shell here, and this is actually props to my friend Luke, who came to me with this idea. Really good UK player, and it actually helps you keep one step ahead of the metagame right now, because Suicune is seeing so much success at the moment with a Ludicolo engine. I feel like this should be a favored matchup here, because we take advantage of some lightning type coverage to deal with opposing Suicunes, and we can be knocking out, you know, Lotads and Sobbles that are threatened on the bench for the opponents. So I think we're a little bit less linear than the Suicune Ludicolo, which is trying to ramp up big damage with the Blizzard Rondo, and we have that little bit of extra flexibility, but we have the same concept here in that the 100 that we're dealing with the Jolteon is basically the same deal as a rare candied Ludicolo, whilst at the same time we can do 100 setup damage on certain things on the bench to do the same game plan really into VMAXs. So I think we're sort of taking the best of both worlds. We're trying to stay a step ahead of the metagame by punishing the Suicune mirrors out there with weakness and spread, whilst at the same time having the same benefits as the Suicune Ludicolo build without having to play rare candies, which is nice. So yeah, that's what we're really going for today. I have to say, not my main idea. I have tweaked around the list that I was initially shown though, so hopefully this should be pretty good. But yeah, Suicune, such a strong card. Blizzard Rondo doing very, very solid damage output. Not guaranteed damage output, of course, because your opponent can play around it with maintaining their own bench size, but with the amount of Inteleon engines out there right now, people have to put down cards to some extent. And even if they are playing around it, we're disrupting them in that vein. You know, we're giving them one less Drizzile to sort of shady deal out of. We're not allowing them to bench a Pokemon where potentially they could attach or evolve the following turn here and there. So the Suicune is disruptive in its own right, but does a very reasonable damage output for just the 2 energy cost. There's a colorless attack cost in there as well, which allows us to play Capture, which is just a godsend really to allow us to set those Sobbles into play quite quickly, and it means that we can get this engine online, which is excellent. We see Inteleon in everything, but it's much better when you get to play Captures. You have even more access to these cards, which is just crazy. Drizzile, of course, helping us get cards out of the deck. Same thing for the shady dealing Inteleon. We do play Water Energy as well, so if we want to attack in some sort of matchups like Decidueye, for example, you can use the Aqua Bullet. And Quick Shooting is going to be helping us ping away at Pokemon. When people are trying to play around Rondo, the extra quick shootings can get us back in range of certain attacks. And of course, this now doubles up as allowing us to target things with Jolteon, which is our backup attacker here. So the lightning typing is surprisingly strong right now. The amount of Suicune in the game allows this 2-2 line to be very solid. We have natural free retreat as well, which I think is really, really strong on the Jolteon. It means that it can be a pivot if need be. But a lot of the time you will just promote a Suicune because you get fleet-footed additional cards here and there. But it means that you're not worried about starting this card or whatever else. You can still get into that Suicune quite easily. And yeah, the Max Thunder Rumble does 100 and 100 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon that already has damage on it. So that's where the Quick Shooters come in. That's where the Zigzagoon can come into play as well, to allow us to potentially do even more aggressive Jolteon plays with Thunder Rumble. So just something to bear in mind there. I really like weaving this guy in. It really helps alongside the numbers of Blizzard Rondo and the pings that we offer. So essentially, we're just trying to be one step ahead of the Ludicolo meta. I'm sure you've already seen the Suicune Ludicolo all over the place. A lot of people have already profiled it. It's already doing a lot of work, and I admit that it's a strong list, of course. But we're trying a different tweak today, because I feel like Jolteon can be one of these sort of splashable cards to help math fixing alongside 2 prizes. Like I said, I've tested it a ton with Zacian as well, to varied success, let's say. But yeah, let's move on to the trainer cards. So because we play Lightning, Basic Energy as well as Water, we're going to play 1 E-Search as well as 1 Bucket. A little bit annoying that we're not just playing double Bucket, but that's the sacrifice we're making to add in these Jolteons. Playing a Rope in here as well as 2 Boss to give us some good gusting pressure. Even if we're pushing things to the back to do like snipe damage, it can be relevant to put more damage onto new targets here and there. It also means that it can actually move out of our Suicune, whereas the build with Ludicolo actually plays no switch outs to Suicune. You just expect to attack with your Suicune if it's going to be brought up into the active, which is completely fine. But now that we have the Jolteon option, I wanted to have the rope in here at the same merit. We obviously still have the Scoop Ups for the Intel engine, as well as Zigzagoon. Can reload the deals or can reload the quick shootings. Ton of Ball Search to get the Intel line out. There is maybe some consideration to going down to 3 Level Ball in favor of an Incense, but I'm a sucker for trying to get multiple Sobbles down as quickly as possible, especially because you can aggro Rondo the more basics you hit in the opening turn, so I think that's really nice. And because we have the Shady Deal engine, we only need a couple Boss, a couple Marnie, a couple Research, because we are going to be leaning into Melony as our main draw engine here, so that we can fulfill the 2 energy attack costs of Suicune and Jolteon. Obviously, some Jolteon variants try to play the not Ribbon Badge, Elemental Badge to reduce this down to a 1 cost, but we're just going to let Melony and Raihan do the heavy lifting here for the energy acceleration. The reason why I like having a Raihan in here means that we get away with this 2 lightning attack energy count that little bit easier, because we can freely still attach them to Suicunes knowing that they can get knocked out, and we can Raihan them back onto the Jolteon when it's appropriate. So I think that's really nice. He can stitch together some cool combos, get you into your VMAX, get you into a quick shooting, that sort of thing, while still supplying the lightning to the Jolteon side of things. You could, of course, still try and play an Elemental Badge, maybe just 1 in here. I could certainly foresee that being reasonable, but it is one of those situations where if you're dealing for an Elemental Badge, it's because you've already drawn into your 2 of Lightning or your 1 of E-Search. A lot of the time, you'd be Shady Dealings for the E-Search anyway, so you need to have like double Drizzile, and it's a really specific hand where the Jolteon works. So I'm not sold on the badge unless you go heavier into it. But right now, my tool of choice is just the Cape of Toughness, like you see with the Ludicolo variant, because it can keep Suicune out of range of things like Shadow Rider, even with Articuno being splashed into lists now in more than 1 count. You can keep yourself that little bit out of range. Of course, decent in mirror match situations and decent against Zacian. So right now, a worthy 2 of includes. I think Scrapper is coming more and more popular in lists, so something to bear in mind. But right now, just the double cape is going to be good enough for us. Still leaning into those captures because I think it's super important, like I said. And then we're going to have 8 basic energy to use for our Rondos and our Thunder Rumbles and that sort of thing. So we get to announce some cool attack names in this deck, if nothing else. And yeah, I think the concept is very, very solid here. Oops, I've just queued in with single strikes, so I need to concede. I've been jumping around all sorts of decks. Let's just concede because I've clicked the wrong deck. But yes, we certainly have been enjoying our Suicune Jolteon. As you can see, I've gutted a lot of the decks that I've been playing recently and started again from the top because it's all post-rotation now, and I did have a long queue of decks and it was getting a bit of a pain to search through. So we're going 1 step at a time right now, testing out all sorts of the new stuff. I've pretty much just picked up my last couple Suicunes that I needed as well, because I'm sold on the card. I think he's really, really good in different renditions that we've already seen. So we're going second. I want to protect this Sobble as much as possible. I have Quick Ball for Quick Ball, get rid of this. I can capture onto a Suicune, which would be nice, but I'm not seeing any way that we can actually get a Melony attack off. But I think I want to start with the Goon. We're losing the damage ping option, but we're trying to protect the Sobble as much as possible. We do have Mulligan cards, so maybe that can help us out in getting a Wombo combo off with Melony and actually pressurizing. Looks like we're up against a Sylveon VMAX deck. It can be pretty tricky. They can play things like Urshifu, which can be awkward for us, so we'll see. The net's actually pretty helpful if I am able to get a fleet-footed additional card. That would be pretty cool. I could also net into a Jolteon if I wanted to attach to a Jolteon early doors. So we see them ribbons badge themselves straight away, which is going to be a pain to get through as just a 2-prize Pokemon that has like 300 hit points. And they don't get an attachment, so really their main way of attacking next turn is with Blaziken, which is really low tempo. And they obviously don't want to Blaziken into a Suicune. That would be unadvisable. So, I think I need to get rid of the VMAX here. Yeah, I want the fleet-footed card for sure. I'm just seeing the lightning energy and thinking how good would that be to develop early? Luckily, our other Jolteon is still in here. Raihan is in here as well. That was another consideration. I just binned the lightning and set it up for Raihan, but right now I'm going to take the additional card here. So the good news about Ribbon Badge is that it's only from attacks, so I can actually try and, with Inteleon pings, play around this Ribbon Badge. So that'll be something I'll be trying here. Do I want to draw more Sobbles this turn? I'm considering my capture energy before Fleet-Footed. What supporters would I like to draw? It's basically like only my 2 Marnies, because I don't really want to research this hand. I don't have any Melony activation, so I guess I should prioritize Sobbles as my best draws. So let's Fleet-Footed before the capture. Mining is actually our best outcome, I'm pretty sure here. As I'm just going to develop another Sob. Because next turn, all I'd be really doing is trying to develop one of these. Going Incense Drizz. And I don't have a functioning water energy right now, so let's get some additional cards. I don't mind adding on the Cape here. That sounds pretty handy for some extra bulk. And we can hold the rest for a double Drizz next turn, if need be. I could go for the classic Bucket plus Quick Ball combo, which opens up the Melony for use, whilst also getting my next Pokemon down. Right, double badges up. And they're Crobatting for some additional cards. So they've filled their board, which we're happy to see, of course. I wonder where they're going to attach to. They could Magical Shot us for 60 to try and play around the Cape if they really wanted to, but they'd be losing more energy cards at the same time. We're pretty happy that they're a Blaziken variant rather than a Urshi variant. That would be that little bit more awkward. So they're going to Quick Ball away a capture. For another Blaze. Just to draw more for Karina's focus? Or for research, okay. Seems good, seems good. So they're thick Blaze. Chose not to turn attach anywhere, which is kind of interesting. Just wanted the fresh 7. Not too sure about that. Retreating into the exact same card. An interesting choice. Oh, I guess this one can evolve, right? They are not the exact same card. I take it all back. Okay, so it looks like they're going to be attaching to this guy. Ah, a twist. What's the energy acceleration? Kind of confusing to do the 60. So my priority should be just taking a KO this turn. I want to draw the card from Fleet-Footed, because if I get either Quick Ball or Water, I'm way happier Drizziling for other stuff. Okay. I'm going to spend the Incense because I want more Sobbles on my board with this Level Ball, if need be. So let's do this. Grab our blues. Grab our Quick Ball. So we're doing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So I could just take the 1 prize KO just to remove the energy from play. And I think that's a very reasonable decision, actually. I know it's only taking 1 prize, but I think the energy is the priority to take here. Get our Melony down. Let's think about this. I'm always attaching here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So I could go to this, but if he just evolves and attaches, I am forced to attack it anyway. I won't be pings away. So I should just take the energy off the board. So let's just hit the 200. There's no way he's using a Blaziken to get energies back. And outside of a Moltres E-Switch combo, I'm not seeing how they max Harmony us this turn. And they'd be 10 short, actually, with Max Harmony, because they have 2 Dark Pokemon. So they're just forced to Marnie us. They do, of course, have free retreat at the moment with this guy. So it could just be a sacrificial turn and a pass. Obviously, we've only taken the 1 prize so far. They have time. They're going to Rapid Strike search out another Rapid Strike energy. Oh no, they're going to actually attach a Spiral energy. And they're going to heal some non-existent damage. Wait, what? Oh, it's attach and heal. That's bust. I thought it was just heal. I've actually learned something today. Insane. Right, let's draw our card first. Capture is looking like a nice way to weave in a Jolteon here. So I don't think there's much wrong with dealing just for a boss this turn. I'm much more scared of the Zeraora than of this Sylveon, and we take the same number of prizes. The question is, do I take Big Shady? It lets me go boss. Probably boss Nets is probably my best play. Gives me a lot of options for future turns. It is my only switching out, though. I have enough energy that I can pay retreat on anything if he's going to try and stall me. So I don't mind it. Yeah, they just concede on that. Cool. Seems good. Alright, that was a fairly good matchup for us, I want to say. They missed turn on energy drop as well. So yeah, I think matchup-wise, comparing the Ludicolo build to the Jolteon build, I think we have a slightly worse Urshifu. Like, the timing of the Jolteon has to be very smart. Compared to... I mean, the same thing could be said for Ludicolo, and they can deny it from both lists, I guess, with the sniping and stuff, but we give up a couple more prize cards. I think we're fairly comparable in this matchup, the Zacian build, but I think you're just Suicune favored, and I think Suicune is more popular than Rapid Strike right now, so it seems like a good trade to me. Looks like we're going second. Don't have any way to draw cards. I can E-search pay retreat, but not into any targets that I can Melony onto, so that would be our first priority. They start off with a Guru. They get a Cave down. They're caping up, so they don't have any other basics, I guess. Okay. I'm really happy. Oh, wow. Suicune makes our hand a lot better. Even if it means I'm just leaving a Suicune active, it means I can draw a lot more cards this turn. Wait, let's think. What's better than just keep calling? Save the supporter. I don't mind it. Yeah, let's just keep calling. I was thinking that just, you know, drawing cards was better here, but just developing the lads is basically all I'm trying to do anyway, so... Is E-Search in here? No. E-Search... Oh, we just played E-Search. So we have to hard find our one lightning. So that's something to bear in mind, because we have to try and... Sometimes weaving in Jolteon is helpful here, because they can reduce their bench size quite substantially and make the Suicune's damage output a lot less strong. Alright. Big Wisdom coming in. Could be pre-research. Could just be to see an extra card. You never really know. Just a pre-Marnie. Okay. I'm not too upset by the Marnie. Obviously, we're losing a Melony, but we have a lot of outs to Drizziles. Yep. Just trying to think if there's ever a way that I can, like, rope him maybe this turn. If ever I retreat into something that isn't this Suicune and Melony onto it, and then try and dig for rope. I guess because you hit no energy, it's actually not important now. So let's do our retreats. I will capture energy first, then I'll fleet-footed. Back up Suicune. Draw our card before committing to the deal. Okay, let's commit to the deal. I don't know why everyone's scooping to us. Why? Why is everyone scooping to us? Tempo Suicune, just too good. Maybe their hand was pretty pants. And they were at 0 energy at the time, so maybe us just hitting a couple turns in a row puts us too far ahead in tempo. In their eyes, I guess. And Zamazenta is that deck's, like, comeback condition, I guess. And it's pointless against Suicune. Fairly pointless against Suicune. Alright, very nice start for someone going second. We've already got ourselves a Rondo ready to go. So that's nice. We'll see what else we can grab. So going second against Dragapult is very scary, right? Because they can target down our little sad boys, our little sobs. And you never want to see that. The hand must be pretty strong because they got rid of a VMAX. Which scares me. Because turn 2 VMAX is basically always something they wanted to be doing. They missed energy, so we get to get an early hit on him, which is pretty busted. I'm going to fleet-footed before the quick ball because I want to find just more Pokemon to increase this damage output. Capture is exactly what we were after. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It's not worth me getting the Jolteon involved just yet. I think I'll just go thick on the Sobs while I can, because I can evolve them out of range of his dastardly deeds. So that's going to be pretty good for us. Suicune's obviously living for a turn because he hasn't attached anywhere. Let's draw our cards. A lot of energy in hand. But we can Rondo here for 120. Very nice starts from us. We've been popping off with these Melonies. They do grab an Incense. Gets another VMAX out the deck for them. And they are going to shady deal now. Maybe Marnieing us again because our hand size is pretty decent. Maybe they just have to research here because they're feeling behind and they can't whiff. Ah, they're just going to grow up their Drizzile. Okay. Another shot at the deal, I guess. Let's see what they want to go for. Path slows down our fleet-footeds, and one sort of, in air quotes, weakness of the Suicune deck is that we don't play any Stadium Bounce at all. So you just accept that you stop drawing as many cards as you'd like to as soon as you see a Path. They're going to do the old Marnie Path combo. The Sacred, the Holy. It's done work to us, because we're just not doing much next turn. We get to put down another Suicune, which is nice, but no draw. I'll just be swinging. They finally get themselves an energy card. Incense means we're going to have a very good turn here. I think it's just a research from us. Really happy to keep evolving these Drizziles, because we're going to be doing 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, which puts us one ping away. So if I get all these Drizziles evolved, I'm looking pretty good. I already have Incense in hand, right? So I don't need to reveal that. I think I just grab supporters at this point. I just grab a research. And I guess I'll just grab another Incense. Or I can grab a Rope. How does Rope do me any good? Yeah, Incense is the most open thing, right? Because actually I only have one ping intel. So maybe I'm taking Net. I'm definitely going to be buffing my health with Cape in the active. Incense is kind of open just to give me Jolt. The thing is, I want to keep it in deck because he's likely going to Marnie this hand, right? So maybe I just take an immediate card like Cape just to take it out of the deck. Because he has to want to Marnie this, right? He absolutely has to want to Marnie this. It's a really scary hand that we've developed. I might activate this now just to get our Melony's online. There's still 2 remaining in the deck. I don't really need to draw water, so I don't mind them getting Marnie to the bottom. So we'll just play these cards out. Because I'm feeling ahead enough that it's only really a Marnie that slows us down at this point. They get their quick shooter up and running. They can also Shady Deal. They're going to go ahead and grab a research. So they choose not to Marnie us, which is surprising. Like after I've doubled Shady Dealed. So I think our Shady Deals were like just greedy enough that he didn't want to Marnie, which means we get to hold the card that we were looking for. It's pretty busted. Gonna see another Incense for another quick shooter. They're up and rolling. Pinging away. And there's the Phantom. And it's just going on to the Suicunes. Okay. Alright, let's start our turn by just shooting down this Dragapult. Okay, I was just thinking the best way to punish him. But we had some good plays available. I was trying to figure out how to do my deal if I wanted to incorporate a net there to ping again. But yeah, we were pretty ahead. So far, we've not really seen the Jolteon in action. It's just been Suicune being aggro and busted. But the Jolteon's still good, trust me. It's very similar to how the Ludicolo plays, actually, because the Ludicolo is like that. You basically try and set up a 2-shot with Suicune, then a 1-shot in the game. And the Jolteon is trying to do a very similar premise. So we actually get to lead with our free retreater. You'll love to see it. It means that we have 6 good leads in the deck with the Jolteon's free retreating into a Suicune for the additional card. Mirror? So Jolteon is obviously an archetype in itself. Jolteon Suicune is my variant, I guess. Really hoping to draw energy off of this fleet-footed, to be honest with you. Huh. Genius. Really good start. Don't see a reason to not cape. Cool. So obviously Suicune is kind of dicey in this matchup. We will try and go into the Jolteon quite aggressively, but I still like early Rondo. It's just like good pressure that I can put on him. And the energy actually goes to the bench here just to get more sobs down, I imagine. More jolts. Oh, they're going to keep calling. Okay. It feeds up the prize, which I'm kind of happy with. Pick up the Marnie, so I guess I incense for bucket. Oh, we have no lightning energy in the deck. Prized both of them. It's fine. We don't need to aggressively grab the Jolt. And he just keep calling for 1 because he's paranoid of the amount of bench pressure I can put on, I guess. Or the amount of damage I can rack up with the Suicune. I could have used the Zigzag just proactively, but I don't really feel like that's the right play. So if I deal with this 1 Sobble and he only keeps 1 developed next turn, could be pretty busted for me. I'm pretty sure I have to play this Incense to go into a Drizzile, though. I think we're actually going E-Search Quick Ball to open up Melony for me next turn and gets another Suicune developed. That opens up our draw for next turn. We are taking a prize card. Lightning Energies are not bad prizes. More Suicune. Not too bad either. Increases our damage output. Let's see how they do off the Marnie, if they can actually get into an attack this turn. They normally play like 2/3 Ribbon Badge. You need to find their VMAX. This Shady Dealing will be the telling choice if they're just going to be like Marnie or Research Digging, or they're actually going to find a piece here of the puzzle. Elemental Badge means they're probably hitting us this turn. Yeah, there's the incense for the VMAX. Are they able to find a Zigzag as well, or are they just going to be doing 200 to the face? Big research, okay. Quick Ball is going to give them the Zigzag so they can knock out a Drizzile if they want to, or they can put pressure on some of our other Pokemon here. They could ping the active if they play Tool Scrapper as well. Okay, they're going to take the 1 prize. Obviously set up a ton of good damage here. So I'm forced to Melony to Suicune because we don't have Lightning Energy out the prizes yet. Capture's pretty nice. I think I'd definitely go into Quick Shooting. We're doing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So I don't need to bench this Suicune per se. I also don't have to ping. How much do I like evolving? He can Intel ping this, and then I kind of don't want to evolve this. So I guess I'm holding it. This can come down. $10, $12, $14, $16, $18. So going to 20 threatens the Jolteon. Me Jolteoning him, but obviously he doesn't know that I can't do it. I think I should actually just be pinging down the Zig as a way to steal a prize. Our Jolteons just like aren't open for business just yet. Kind of afraid of a Cheryl here, but they don't have Drizzile, so it just has to be in hand. And they attach a capture, so that means they're not going to be Cheryling this turn. They are going to VMAX up. They're going to boss us. Take a KO on the bench and do a chunk to the active. Pretty cheeky. So certainly gonna use Drizz here because I want to be threatening another Intel on him. Certainly gonna grab the Cape because that's gonna put us out of ping range, which I think is what he's looking to do to detonate us. I'm happy with the Marnie, I think, because his hand is kind of good. Now I'll evolve up. Play the Marnie. I'm pretty sure I'm pinging the Drizzile. We're at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Which is plenty. Capping here is fine. I might need the space for this Zigzagoon, but the Zigzagoon can actually help me damage-wise. I could use the Zigzag this turn. I could net Zig and put this down, because I need to be able to put it down to 100, right? And that would be quick shooting, Zigzag. So I think I actually need to take the Zigzagoon. And I think I actually have to use the Zigzagoon. Alright, we of course can lose this turn. It requires a lot, though, from a Marnie'd hand. There's our Lightning Energy. So they need to find Lightning and Quick Shooting, or they need to find Boss Lightning. Those are their combos. Any Incense probably gets them there. Let's see. So now they just need to draw Lightning Energy. Only one play. They normally play like 6 to 7, depending on how many captures they play. Quick balling just to reduce their odds before their supporter, I imagine, here. Oh, they ping active and pass. So that's actually just game for us, right? Yeah. Am I wrong? What have I done? I've definitely done something wrong. Oh, I have to hit the act. I don't have boss in hand. Yeah, I was definitely thinking I was thingamajig, but I'm not thingamajig. At least I can take this ping off the board. Monka S. I definitely did have game as well. Because I pinged here and I didn't. Oh, I guess I did need to ping there as well. Okay. But let's rumble this. Because now we don't lose to boss, right? Oh, I do lose to boss. I lose to boss energy, but we know that he didn't have energy in hand. I kind of scuffed that last turn. I was definitely playing Jolteon like it was Rapid Strike. Don't mind me. Just pray that Marnie does all the work. I'm going to research. So I think I'm only in a panic if they play like rope at this point. Something like that would hurt me. Yeah, they didn't get there. I definitely didn't play cleanly on those last couple of turns. I have to look at that back because I was just like not remembering how to use the card correctly. But we were able to get there in the end. But yeah, that shows the power of the Suicune part of this deck. And obviously there's a straight Jolteon Intel build. This would give you a better game against the Rapid Strike than a straight Jolteon would, but maybe a worse matchup than the Ludicolo would. So you're sort of balancing that scale whilst trying to improve your Suicune mirror match. So that's kind of the concept here. Interesting games. I think the list is kind of close. Maybe 1 or 2 cards you could be thinking about changing. The Raihan's one of those sort of questionable ones. The 2 Lightning Energy punished us in that last game, but we were able to cherry pick it from prizes. I don't think it comes up too much. It's obviously a 1 in 50 for you to prize both of the Lightning, so I don't think you should worry about it too frequently. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this archetype. Do you think it's one way to stay ahead of the game in the post-rotation? Because so much is happening already in this new Sun Shield on meta that it's hard to keep up with all the decks out there. But I think this gives us options for most matchups, which is definitely something I like. And you have early tempo from Suicune, which is also something that I like. So let me know your thoughts down below. And yeah, I'll see you in another video tomorrow. Cheers.